Have you ever wondered where it all started, where civilization as we know it began? Welcome to Mesopotamia, often referred to as the Cradle of Civilization. Nestled in the Fertile Crescent of the Middle East, this ancient land, stretching between the Tigris and Euphrates rivers, is where the first seeds of civilization were sown. But what made Mesopotamia an ideal location for civilization to develop? Well, it was a perfect storm of factors. The abundant fresh water from the Tigris and Euphrates rivers fostered rich soil, making the land ideal for agriculture. This agricultural abundance allowed for the growth of societies, the development of trade, and the birth of complex social structures. This is where it all began, where the first pages of human history were written. From the dawn of writing to the rise and fall of empires, Mesopotamia has been at the center of it all. So let us embark on a journey back in time, to the heart of ancient Mesopotamia. It all started around 10,000 BC with the Neolithic Revolution. This marked a significant turn in human history, as our ancestors transitioned from a nomadic lifestyle of hunting and gathering, to a more settled existence based on agriculture. This revolution was a game-changer. It set the stage for a series of dramatic transformations that would shape the course of humanity forever. Let's take a moment to imagine the scene. Picture a vast, fertile land nestled between two great rivers, the Tigris and the Euphrates. This is the region we now call Mesopotamia, a Greek term that quite fittingly means between rivers. Here, the Neolithic Revolution did not merely change the way humans lived, it birthed something entirely new: the concept of settled communities. With the advent of agriculture, humans could now stay put in one place. They began to cultivate grains, domesticate animals, and for the first time in history, they could produce more food than they consumed. This surplus allowed them to support larger populations, and these burgeoning communities began to take on a structure. The settlements in Mesopotamia were among the first of these pioneering communities. They were strategically located in a region with rich alluvial soil, perfect for agriculture. The rivers provided a reliable source of water, and the flat, open terrain was ideal for expansion. Over time, these settlements grew in size and complexity, evolving into some of the world's first cities. But it wasn't just about survival. These early Mesopotamians were also curious, innovative, and creative. They developed tools, they built structures, they even began to create art. They were shaping their environment, but in the process, they were also shaping themselves. This was the dawn of Mesopotamia, a time of remarkable change and growth. A time when the seeds of civilization were being sown, and the foundations of human society were being built. And so, the first bricks of civilization were laid. As time passed, these settlements grew into the first cities. The evolution of these early settlements into cities can be likened to a cocoon transforming into a butterfly, a process that was gradual, yet filled with monumental milestones. Among the earliest of these cities were Uruk, Eridu, and Ur, each of which played a significant role in shaping the trajectory of civilization. Uruk, known as the world's first true city, was a thriving hub of activity. Its population, estimated at around 40,000 at its peak, was made up of craftsmen, farmers, traders, and priests. Uruk was not just a place of residence, but a bustling center of commerce, with trade routes extending far beyond its city walls, connecting it to distant lands. Eridu, believed to be the earliest city in southern Mesopotamia, was a city of religious significance. It was here that the first temple dedicated to the water god, Enki, was established. This temple became a place of pilgrimage and worship, attracting people from far and wide and thus ensuring the city's growth and prosperity. Ur, on the other hand, was a city of governance. It was here that the earliest forms of government were established, setting the foundation for social order and law. Kings ruled, taxes were collected, and justice was served. The city of Ur was a beacon of civilization, demonstrating how people could live together in large numbers under a structured system of governance. These cities were more than mere clusters of dwellings. They were vibrant centers of trade, religion, and governance. Each city had its own distinctive character, its own unique contribution to the unfolding story of civilization. They were the heartbeats of Mesopotamia, pumping life into the body of the first civilization. But these cities also faced their share of challenges. They had to manage resources, protect their inhabitants, and navigate the complexities of social order. Yet they survived and thrived, laying the groundwork for the cities of today. These cities were the building blocks of the first civilization. One of the most profound developments in Mesopotamia was the invention of writing. Picture this: an ancient Sumerian scribe, laboring over clay tablets using a reed stylus to etch symbols into the wet clay. This is cuneiform, the world's first known form of writing, born in the heart of Mesopotamia more than 5,000 years ago. Cuneiform was more than just a means of communication. It was a revolutionary tool that transformed the very fabric of society. With cuneiform, Sumerians could record transactions, laws, and treaties. They could jot down hymns, myths, and epic tales, preserving their rich cultural heritage for future generations. But cuneiform wasn't only about storytelling and record-keeping, it was also an effective administrative tool. Imagine being a Sumerian king trying to manage a sprawling empire. Without writing, it would be impossible to keep track of taxes, trade goods, or troops. Cuneiform made it possible to manage these complex systems, laying the groundwork for the bureaucracies of later civilizations. The invention of writing was a game-changer. It marked a clear departure from prehistoric times where knowledge was passed down orally to an era where information could be stored and retrieved at will. It was a shift from the ephemeral to the enduring. Cuneiform was also a catalyst for intellectual growth. Sumerian scholars could now record their observations about the natural world, paving the way for the development of science and philosophy. They could debate ideas, challenge assumptions, and build on the knowledge of their predecessors. It was the birth of critical thinking. In essence, cuneiform was the cornerstone of civilization. It allowed for the accumulation of knowledge, the administration of empires, and the preservation of cultural heritage. It was the key that unlocked the door to history. It's fascinating to think about how a simple tool like the reed stylus, used to etch symbols into clay, could have such far-reaching implications. It's a testament to the ingenuity of the Sumerians, and a reminder of the transformative power of writing. With the birth of writing, history as we know it began. Mesopotamia was not just the birthplace of civilization but also of empires. The ebb and flow of power in this region gave rise to several influential dynasties. First, the Sumerians, who established the world's first known empire around 4,000 years before Christ. Their reign, though not long-lived, was rich in innovation. They developed the first code of laws, an early form of democracy, and even the concept of time as we know it today. However, as is often the case with great powers, the Sumerian Empire was eventually eclipsed. The Akkadians, led by Sargon the Great, took the reins. Sargon's empire was vast, stretching from the Persian Gulf to the Mediterranean Sea. Under his rule, the Akkadian language and culture flourished, becoming the lingua franca of the region. But like the Sumerians, the Akkadians too fell. This paved the way for the Babylonians, who rose to prominence under the leadership of Hammurabi. Hammurabi's code, one of the earliest and most complete legal codes, stands as a testament to their advanced understanding of justice and governance. Next came the Assyrians, a people known for their military prowess and architectural marvels. Their capital, Nineveh, was the largest city in the world at its peak. The Assyrians' strict administration and well-disciplined army kept the empire intact for centuries. Finally, the Persian Empire emerged. Under Cyrus the Great, it became the largest empire the world had ever seen, stretching from Egypt to India. The Persians were known for their tolerance and respect for the cultures of the people they conquered, a novel concept in an era marked by forceful assimilation. Yet each of these empires, no matter how grand, ultimately met their decline. The intricate tapestry of their rise and fall serves as a potent reminder of the transient nature of power. Their legacies, however, live on in our modern world, influencing everything from our laws to our languages, from our cities to our cultures. These empires left an indelible mark on the history of civilization. So, what have we learned about the Cradle of Civilization? Our journey began with the Neolithic Revolution, a time of incredible change when our ancestors first turned from hunting and gathering to farming. This shift allowed them to settle in one place, leading to the birth of cities. We then explored these cities, marveling at the complexity of their structures and systems. These urban centers became the heart of Mesopotamian civilization, bustling with trade, religion, and culture. From there, we delved into the invention of writing, a breakthrough that forever altered the course of human history. In the cuneiform tablets of Mesopotamia, we see the first glimpses of literature, law, and education. Finally, we witness the rise and fall of empires, each leaving its unique imprint on the landscape of history. From the Akkadians to the Babylonians, the Assyrians to the Persians, their stories are etched in the sands of time. In the sands of Mesopotamia, we find the roots of our own civilization,